So it feels a little weird hopping from one Final Fantasy to another, but we're picking up Final Fantasy 16 again. It's been just a lot long enough for me to have forgotten how to play it for their latest DLC, the second of two that they've announced, The Rising Tide. I believe Leviathan's going to be involved, and I don't know much else about it. What the crap is that noise? Oh, my PS5's got like a weird vibration issue going on. Alright, your new content is ready to play. You need to have unlocked Origin. Yep. To unlock Kairos Gate battle content in the Hideaways of Reedstone, you must first clear both the main game and the storyline. Bonus items. Okay. Well, let's grab us some bonus items then. Wait, where do I get that? Crap. I should have... Oh, I have to load in the game first. Okay. Wait. A new quest hunt. The reading table. Okay. I hope this isn't going to launch my New Game Plus one. Okay, it's not. Good. Dude, I've forgotten all about this. Bonus items. Yeah. Cortana. What I've got is better. Unmarked. Sid, I shall not waste time mincing words. Leviathan's dominant is in need of rescue, and despite my innumerable misgivings about joining hands with an outlaw of the highest disrepute, the dame has assured me that there is none better suited to the task at hand. I dare not reveal more for fear that this missive could fall into the wrong hands, but if what little I have penned here has kindled your interest, I bid you journey to the Vale in Northreach and inquire with one Layla. She will surely see you satisfied. That's interesting wording. Sure.
Leviathan the Lost. But why now? After all this time.
Why, what now?
Oh, I'm not sure you'd believe me if I told you.
After all we've been through. I doubt there's anything that could surprise me at this point.
All right then. Rouse Joshua and meet me in the mess.
Yeah, right?
We'll talk there.
She's just like hiding behind a cabinet, waiting for the right moment.
I see we're all here.
So, what is it this time?
I'm not sure yet. The letter delivered to my chambers omitted a few crucial details.
Like who wrote it?
Do we know its provenance?
That was one of the details it omitted. But whoever the sender was, it seems the dame held them in high enough regard to point them in our direction.
The dame? Well, she's not one to waste our time. It must be important.
Important might be an understatement. If the letter is to be believed, Leviathan's dominant is in danger. And someone wants us to save him.
Leviathan?
So the Warden of Water has finally returned. What has it been? 100 years?
More. The Lost moniker dates back at least that long. Even our venerable lawsman would not have been so much as a glint in his father's eye when last the mighty serpent brought his crushing waves to bear upon the realm.
It sounds like Leviathan's not well regarded.
I know it can be a few years before a new dominant's born. But over a century?
Should the dominant of Water's bloodline have been severed somehow, it could have prevented a new dominant from awakening.
But if one has awakened now, he couldn't have chosen a worse time. Every nation in the realm has lost its dominant. If word gets out that there is still one to be had, they will stop at nothing to claim it for their own.
And the twins will be at war again, just when humanity most needs to come together. Did the letter say anything else?
Only that if I wish to know more, we must meet in person. and that the Vale can arrange a meeting.
If nothing else, you can be certain it ain't a trap.
Yeah,
Famous
maybe.
last words.
Yeah, exactly. I'm kind of
I'm
with
coming
Jill
with
on this
you.
one.
As am I.
But you're not Shiva anymore.
Thank you.
Okay.
Both of you. And Otto?
Yeah. I'll keep an eye on things here. Didn't fancy coming anyway.
Otto's face seems more wooden than
Thank
it
you.
used to.
I shall leave the Invincible in your capable hands.
Maybe I'm just misremembering. Oh, are they just going to teleport me there? Oh, okay. Indicated with the thingy. Okay, current objectives. These will temporarily replace main scenario objectives, which is good, because we've already completed this game. Okay. A Rising Tide quest is available nearby. Where? I'm not seeing it. It did say that Karen may have had some new items. Let's see what she's got. All right, Karen, what you got?
Aye, it's a dangerous world out there. Let's stock up.
Okay, the Defender. What's new? Oh, let's go ahead and restock a bit.
You'll not find a better
Really
price.
glad I stopped by.
Better I'll be here.
How am I doing on Gil? Oh, I got plenty. See what she's got that's new.
Finished, are you?
Yeah, really glad I stopped by on that one.
Clive, my boy. That's my boy.
Get out of here! Map. It's taking a little bit to get used to here. Oh. Oh, okay, that's the main quest, is it? Right. Origin. Forgot all about that. I'm not interested in fighting Ultima again right now. Thank you very much.
To the Vale it is, then.
Do it. Finish it again.
Looks like you've got a thirst.
But enough talk.
Yeah, I would be very out of practice on that.
The Vale, my lord.
I'm looking for a Layla.
Got me on my
found
knees,
one.
Layla.
So, will your friends be joining in? Or just watching?
We're not here for your services. We simply want to talk.
What you do with your time is up to you. The price is still the same.
Down, girl.
We're here about the letter.
Oh. Sorry. I suppose you'll be wanting to know who wrote it then.
That is kind of important,
Among
yeah.
other things.
Look, I'm just the messenger here. There's only so much I can tell you.
Specifically,
A location, north of town, on the shore of Isle of Feist Bay. There you'll find a tent and the woman who can answer your questions.
and that's all. Nothing else.
Actually, one thing. There's more than flowers in the meadows these days. So keep that sword of yours to hand.
Good, it'll give me an opportunity to practice. And other Final Fantasy 16 news, I did do, they added,
Strange that this.
they added some Final Fantasy 16 stuff as a crossover in 14, which included a battle with Clive and Ifrit that was really cool.
One should prefer to keep to the outskirts of town.
What if she realizes the value of the information she's party to?
And the danger it puts her in.
I haven't seen any of those
Okay,
beastly
let's get out of
blue-eyed
here.
fiends of late.
Alright, we're out of town, so I should be... Well...
I will.
Okay, and then... How do I switch? Aha! Okay, there we go. Why does the chocobo sound like a dog? Hi-ya! Yeah. Alright. Let's see. Let's fight these birds. It'll be some good practice.
You deserve a rest.
Alright. How to lock onto things. Nope. That's still switching. Okay, there we go. Ah! Okay, a little bit of practice. Right, the Phoenix Shift thing. Right. Thank you.
The tent is where Layla said it would be.
Yes, but who awaits us inside?
Nobody, from what I can see.
It's empty. Why am I not surprised?
It's weird going from one Final Fantasy to
I was just
another.
guessing who that belongs to.
Because they're completely different control schemes.
The embers are still warm.
So you're Sid.
Who are you?
I suppose I must be. Which means you have me at a disadvantage.
Apologies. I am Shula, tributary of Mysidia, final haven of the Moats of Water.
The moats of water.
The very tribe into which it was believed Leviathan's dominant was born.
How do you know that?
A people notable for their sapphire eyes and ivory hair. Yes, that would be impossible, since the tribe famously...
Vanished.
Vanished. Was exterminated. Despite the best efforts of both church and state, we are still very much alive. Though we've managed to keep that fact hidden from good Krieger's faithful for over a century.
Along with Leviathan's dominant.
That wave out there. What do you know of it?
What?
The surge. Only that it's been there a long time.
Since the fall of Drake's Eye almost a century ago. Some claim the two are connected, but none can speak with any certainty.
So in other words, you know nothing.
Well, thanks for the vote of
But I'll hold it
self-esteem.
against you. The wave was raised by Leviathan in an act of rage. Moments before the waters were stayed, and the icon and its dominant bound within.
Well, we've got an Avatar situation.
Rescue him. Yes. You see, a little bird told me about a certain outlaw with a singular knack for putting unruly dominants in their place. And ours is about as unruly as they get. For years, we've searched for someone who could hold their own against an icon. Someone just like you. So what do you say? Will you help us?
Sheep to the slaughter, eh? Sure.
What exactly did your dominant do to warrant this punishment?
What did he do? He committed the greatest crime one of his kind can. He was born.
Okay. I have a feeling you and I aren't going to be friends.
But he deserves a better fate than the one my people forced upon him. He deserves to be free.
Oh, okay. So she is on our side, just not her people.
Very well. Far-fetched though your tale may seem, something tells me you speak in earnest. So we will do what we can for your dominant. But first, you will tell us everything you know about him and the means of his imprisonment.
I can do better than that. I can show you. Care to take a trip across the bay? My people await you there.
Is it going to be a warm welcome? I really expected that was going to be a combat scenario, but okay. The Lost Cloak. If you manage to navigate the cloak's narrow mountaintop pass without plummeting to your death, you'll be rewarded with a breathtaking view of blighted wasteland stretching from the Olafest Bay to the Sea of Grace. What a reward that is. Oh. Yes, the Tremors 2 Helldivers thing.
Hold on to something. We're coming up on the wall, and passing through can take a bit of getting used to.
I also saw the Secret Tunnel remix, which I thought was okay. Sorry I didn't reply. It's been kind of a busy day.
See any wall?
Of course you don't. That's the point. It's a glamour woven by our ancestors to keep our village hidden from prying eyes. But don't take my word for it. Watch.
Welcome to Wakanda.
That was worse than a slug of Bacchus wine.
Clive, the sky.
Oh, the sky's back to normal here.
How is that possible?
You do know what a glamour is, don't you? Ours just happens to work both ways, and a good thing too. I wouldn't fancy staring at those sickly clouds every day.
I'm glad they did that though, because it would be kind of depressing to just be working in like shades of gray the whole DLC.
And that concludes our little voyage. We're here.
The water looks a lot better.
It's a long slog to the village, and a hard one.
You couldn't have parked us closer?
I hope you're up for a climb.
No, I've pre-ordered it. The physical version. I think once Stellar Blade comes out, I'm going to go back to the 2-game rotation. Because you're pretty much the only person who seems to be enjoying Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. which is fine, but, you know, get some variety up in there.
Finally.
What? You didn't think we'd arrived, did you? The village isn't up here. It's on the other side of the mountain.
Of course it is.
Alright, good. Gives us an opportunity to get our legs underneath us again.
Watch yourself, Sid.
Look
This
at
path can
this
be treacherous.
view.
If not for the sheer drop,
Look at
for the
this!
places prowl it.
Thank you for the warning. And please, call me Clive. Sid is an alias.
Oh, it's
You will be
gorgeous.
pleased to learn, Lady Shula, that I have no such aliases.
Is that so, Lord Margrace?
It's all the
Right?
same to me.
Okay. Gimme, gimme.
I was wondering when they'd pick up our scent.
Stand back. We'll handle this.
Oh, will you now? Shall I keep my axe and spells to myself then?
Forget what dodge is. That's going to be important to know. Okay.
Earlier you mentioned spells, yet I see you carry no crystals.
Since when did a bearer ever need crystals?
But then, where is your...
They don't brand here.
Waiting for me in Sunbreck, if I ever get careless.
Then it's in for a long wait.
I forget. I had an ability to, like, it wasn't Phoenix Shift. It was something that let me, like, dash to an enemy. What the crap was it called? Like, stutter or something? Ah! Forgotten everything! I'm not trying to friggin' do that. Yep, that's magic. That's Phoenix Shift.
We're almost at the summit. From there, you'll have a better view of our home.
I'll probably remember when I do it by instinct later. Or I'll probably remember it when I get killed repeatedly until I look up the control.
Few have ever set eyes on what I'm about to show you. Just so you know.
Oh, it's a good thing I'm not broadcasting this across the internet then.
It's not what I expected.
Welcome, my friends, to Mysidia.
That's really cool looking.
It's been a long time since I saw the North looking so...
Green.
so...
alive? How
I'm
is-
sure you have plenty of questions, but it's been a long journey, and I expect we could all do with a rest.
It hasn't been that long.
Our humble village is only a short way from here. If you'd care to accompany me.
Dude, these vistas are
Let's get ourselves
gorgeous.
in front of a fire, and I'll tell you everything you need to know.
Man, I would just sit like... I would just like sit over the edge of this cliff and just dangle my legs and stare at it.
And we aim to keep it that way.
Man. Oh, I expected those would be enemies. Wait, can I attack them? Oh! At this point, I need as much practice as I can get. I remember Deadly Emperor. Oh, Titanic Block. I love that. Right.
Are those stones glowing?
That's one of the cairns which maintain the glamour. Steer well clear.
Or what? Oh, yeah, perfect. Yay!
If the surge was an act of rage,
One wonders what prompted it.
I really love the fact that you can see the thing, like, glittering in the sunlight. No, it's level 60 now. I forget the name of the first one. The first one raised it to 55, this one raised it to 60. Hang on. Oh, the Wikes. I never used magic. Melee attack, dodge, jump. Precision dodge, I know. Lunge! That's what I was doing. Yeah, that's what I've been trying to remember. Ow. What? I keep wandering into that friggin' thing. And I keep trying to control other party members like I can in Final Fantasy VII.
I am too smart. I am too smart. I am too smart. I am too smart. S-M-R-T. I mean S-M-A-R.
Okay. Da-da-da. Alright, getting back into the swing of things. Now I just need to remember the dodge timings and stuff.
could we not have spared ourselves the mountain crossing by landing further north?
Right?
In clear view of the bay.
I mean, it's been a beautiful view, and I've certainly enjoyed having the opportunity to practice combat again. Lord Rossfield requests entry!
Evening tides.
Does morning's light return?
Open the gates! The tributary is home!
Pretty. It's got kind of a Shire feel to it. Just without the hobbit holes.
Outsiders?
It's
Look at
nice
the
to see
size
you've
of
all
that
got
dog.
varied fashions.
All right now, back to your duties. You'll have to forgive my people their curiosity. We don't get many visitors. Or any, truth be told.
Then we are honored to be the first.
This is quite extraordinary. Like stepping into another world.
So do you believe me now?
What?
You've made it difficult not to, my lady. But how did your people chance to settle here in the north? Unless I am much mistaken, the moats of water long called the coasts of Southern Ash their home. Until Drake's Horn fell and the Blight forced them ever inland, where...
We met our doom, along with our dominant. I see
Propaganda.
you've read the Gregorian Church's account, but perhaps you'd like to hear ours. That building over there is the Witten Hall. It's where my people gather to discuss matters of import. We can speak more inside, once the place is ready to receive you. It shouldn't take long, but you're welcome to explore the village while I see to things.
Thank you. We'll do just that.
Cool. I wonder what neat new things they have for sale.
I give you my grain, you give me your eggs. Everyone's happy. Except for the eggs.
Okay.
Just you stay away from that temple. Do you hear me?
I heard you the first time.
It's like a sing-songy type of reply. I love that accent.
I'm sorry, but I don't like it.
Outsiders should stay on the outside. Yeah. But then there would be no story and no DLC. And that's boring. Not a lot to this place.
This bridge has been standing here.
Oh, at least as long as we have.
Okay. Forced much?
Suddenly, there were curls everywhere I looked. It was all I could do to make it back to Haven without
Hey,
being
Torgal.
You get so
It's good to see you
Oh,
again.
you could do. And there I was thinking you were a bearer.
Da-da-da. Okay. Alright. I guess we're just going into the hall. It's a pretty and quaint little village. There's not much to it, though.
The poor things are as pale as ghosts. Are they unwell?
I don't think so, ma'am. It's just the way they are.
Welcome to Haven. The tributary awaits you within the Witten Hall.
Alright. Let's do it, then. Yeah, I heard you come home.
I don't know what's happened to my friend. We were supposed to go out for ice cream at 4, and she hasn't responded to any of my texts. I hope she's okay.
Rocket says hi.
Bye, Rocket!
So what do you think of our little haven in the woods?
It's pretty.
It might not have all the comforts of a southern settlement, but at least it's ours.
And there's a lot to be said for that. It can't have been easy keeping this place a secret.
Not easy, no. We've dedicated our
Good evening, Doc. Are you feeling any better? I'm sorry to hear that you've been going through some problems lately.
lives to maintaining the glamour that conceals us. Us and Walias.
Gazoon type?
This man, Walias.
Ah.
Is he Leviathan's dominant?
That's right. Though he's no man, Walias is still a baby.
Good.
A baby.
Forgive me, but you said that the Dominant and his icon were bound inside the Surge almost a century ago. That would surely make him older still.
It would, if he'd been allowed to age. But the spell robbed the poor bairn of even that.
So an immature Dominant. Awesome.
Arius was the son of my great-grandfather. Leviathan awoke within him almost immediately. But instead of allowing the lad to live out his life as a valued member of the community, my ancestors sought to put his power to other uses. Sadly for them, the icons sensed their treachery and summoned a wave so large it would have swallowed the entire village if my ancestors hadn't stopped him.
Oh.
Then it is not the surge that binds the child, but time itself.
Yes.
If we rescue him, does the wave resume?
I'm still not sure I understand.
I'm not surprised. It isn't the easiest thing to explain.
It's like a stasis area.
Which is why it might be better if I took you to see him. Show you exactly what he has to endure.
That is why we came.
Then let us be off. There's a road that leads north from the village. It'll take us right into the Surge.
This DLC feels pretty on rails so far.
Are you bound for the wave, tributary?
Yup.
We are, Delina. Have you spread the word about our guests?
I have. Everyone knows to treat them as family.
You shouldn't have any trouble now, but just in case, I would have you accept this symbol of our people.
Oh, the seals thing. I forgot all about this.
That's very kind. I look forward to meeting the family.
The feeling's mutual.
Should the tributary be indisposed, feel free to ask me any questions you might have regarding the village, and I'll do my best to answer.
Thank you. We will.
Then I bid you good tide.
Okay.
Our storehouse
Oh, we got side quests.
lies across the bridge. If you're short of supplies, you may find what you need there. Though we will have to ask you for recompense, poor as we are.
And where would you spend this money?
You are Sid, aren't you? The man the tributary told us about?
Yep.
I wonder if you could help me.
With what exactly?
I kind of appreciate that as an isolated civilization, they all have a separate and distinct accent together.
Oh, nothing too troublesome. Do you know my husband, Pavat? He's the village smith, among other things. Anyway, his name day's not far off, and I wanted to make a gift for him. He's a craftsman, you see, and he's been fretting about running low on the flowers he uses for dye making, so I wondered if you might collect some for me and give them to him.
Would this gift not be better coming from you?
Perhaps, but it can't, for reasons I can't go into. Please, I know it sounds daft, but I'd be ever so grateful.
Okay. Are the flowers poisonous?
Fine. Which flowers does your husband need?
He says
Blue ones
stiffly.
that grow around the fount. Elders' blessings, they're called. We use them to dye our fabrics so we always feel close to water like they are. You don't need to go to the trouble of picking them yourself, though. Just speak to the field hands and ask them to share their harvest with you. 2 basketfuls should be enough for my husband to be getting on with.
2 basketfuls it is.
So you're asking me to do this errand for you that you could have done yourself by taking 10 steps? Hashtag suspicious. Okay. I thought for sure this quest would have me, like, going into the forest or something. Probably. I have a tendency to do that. It's just weird that I can't give her the flowers to give as a gift.
Ah, welcome to Haven, friend.
Thank you. Forgive my presumptuousness, but the smith's wife has asked me to make her husband a present of some elder's blessings. 2 basketfuls, to be precise.
Wow.
Like my package, it gives me stimuli.
It's a new DLC for it. Came out yesterday.
It is.
What's up, Dustin?
I'm much obliged. They really are beautiful.
Aren't they just? Though
I love the
that's not
butterflies in the
only
fields.
reason
Very
they
pretty.
have a special place in our hearts.
How was Fright Day this morning?
Has it
Sorry I
that
didn't
when
get to
our
stop
people
by.
fled from Ash, the tributary of the time took some seeds with them. And as they wandered high and low across the Twins, he'd plant them wherever they stopped for water. Every elder since has...
Yeah, we're going to have to do that soon. Not looking forward to it.
the same. So when we finally put down roots here in Mysidia, the flowers did too.
The application that we're building is going to have to eventually be compliant with ISO 27001, GDPR, CCPA, and Pipeta. Yeah.
Excuse me. I wonder, might you be able to spare a basket of Elder's blessings? Pavard's wife tasked me with collecting some for her husband, and suggested that I speak to you.
Ah.
And I'll tell you, some of these compliance activities feel freaking ridiculous.
She wants you to bless her better half with the fruits of our labour, does she? Go on then. Give the old fool something to squirm about.
I'm sorry.
Security best
Don't worry
practice
about
can be annoying sometimes.
An old fool Pavard may be, but if you come bearing gifts, he's not fool enough to turn you away.
I'm glad to hear it. Thank you. Well, that's 2 basketfuls.
Quick complete. Quick travel to the quest final destination. Really? This option's not mandatory and you're free to ignore it. And you can disable it.
Time to visit Pavard.
That's actually really nice. That's cool. I like that.
What do you want?
Your wife asked me to bring you these flowers.
That woman. Come out. I know you're there.
Who? Me?
I have a feeling this is not his wife.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to deceive you. It's just, my husband can be a bit standoffish at times, and I thought this might be a good way for the two of you to get acquainted.
Ah.
With you being a swordsman-like, and him being the only smith in the village. It'd be a shame if you couldn't turn to him for help.
The only reason he couldn't turn to me for help is because I had my hands full with all the orders you lot dumped on me. I'm pretty much done with them now, though. But, for the record, the tributary said that we were to lend you outsiders our aid, and that's exactly what I was planning to do. With or without my darling wife's meddling. Still, here we are.
Not here to be a marriage counselor, dude.
Acquainted. So, if there's out you need, just bring us the materials, all right?
All right.
So I take it I'm not going back to the hideaway
All right,
anytime
then.
soon.
And tar for the flowers. I was running low.
You're welcome.
You use them for dyeing, I hear.
Aye. Crush the petals and it makes a fine and lasting blue. We use it to stain the cloth for our tunics and pennons. Remind us where we come from, like.
As modes of water. Children of the sea.
Something about that design reminds me of a spirograph.
That's right. The pattern too was left by our ancestors. The Ceaseless Rill, it's called. It symbolizes the river of our tribe, with the strength of Leviathan running through it.
It's a pretty pattern.
And no matter how that river has ebbed and flowed, changed its course, the flowers have always been with us, growing on our banks. I should get back to work. If you need something crafting, let me know.
Let's see what you got.
Well, it was a pleasure to meet you.
Wasn't it just?
Namaste. Reflection of Earth Titanic block. Making it capable to block attacks from behind. And it'll heal some of your HP. Okay. That's really good. So, there we go. Give me control of my character again.
What is it you want?
Looks like it's the same old crap. Same old crap. Oh. Fallen belt. +1. And +2.
Will that do you?
Yes, please.
Better than you. Will that do you? Done.
Okay. I had just the materials for that, which kind of tells me I probably could have done that back in the hideaway and didn't know it. Alright, what do you need? Bylos?
Oh, I'll have her hide when she gets back. Oh, sorry. I was leagues away. How can I help you? If you're after something from the storehouse, it's actually my wife you'll want to talk to.
I tell you what. Ari and I this is the first time we've had a puppy in this house. And it's larger than the one we were in, so we're having to learn how to adapt to having a puppy in this house. So we've got 3 crates for this dog. One's upstairs and 2 of them are downstairs, depending on where the puppy is at the time. We just got the 3rd crate yesterday, and I put it next to my desk here. So that way, if I've got meetings or streams or whatever, I can put her in the crate, and I don't have to constantly be vigilant for her because it was majorly distracting. And I can't tell you what a godsend that's been. And Bailey is just perfect with it. She goes in, she notices the door is locked, she cries for like 30 seconds, and then she's like, all right, I'm asleep. She's a sweet little puppy. Just really looking forward to when she gets trained.
She will have to charge you for the goods, though. Not that we'd fleece you or anything. It's just, you know, needs must.
I understand.
Saying that, she might not be able to get anything down for you for a bit.
Ah, right.
She's got her hands full with the inventory, you see. It should have been my daughter's job, really, but the willful little Rills decided to make herself scarce.
Mm-hmm.
The heavens only know where that girl's got to.
If you'd like me to keep an eye out for her.
Oh, no.
I wouldn't want to do inventory either. I kind of don't blame her.
Could I? You wouldn't mind?
Sure.
Of course not. She won't have gone far, will she?
I hope not. But I've scoured the entire village for her and come up empty-handed. Can't help thinking she might have gone on another one of her little adventures.
She's going after Smaug, is she?
Spirit, is she?
Aye, that she is. Can't get her to sit still. Especially once you heard you lot were on your way. Outsiders! You should have seen her little eyes light up.
Aww.
But if she wanted to watch you arrive, should have made for the low gate where you first came in. The guard there might have spotted her. Maybe you could ask him. Ruka, her name is.
All right. I'll let you know if I've...
Okay. I find it interesting that I'm not getting any... I forget what they call those, like the little bonus points or whatever for completing these quests.
Excuse me. You haven't seen the storekeeper's daughter, have you?
Little Ruka. I have, as it happens.
She's in that bush over there.
Long ago.
Out of the village? Alone?
Aye, she does it all the time. There's a path off to the left which leads down to the river. Nice little spot, that. And safe as you like. The beasts of the mountain don't dare come so close to the village. That's where she'll be. Go and have a look if you don't believe me.
I will.
Well, it's not a matter of not believing her. I need to get her back home. I love this area, man. It's so pretty.
This must be the path.
Yoink.
They're not here either.
Looking for us?
It's you! I've been looking everywhere for you.
You must be Ruka.
You know my name?
With the tied up hair and like the rosy face, she looks kind of like an Oompa Loompa.
Can you lot read minds?
Your father asked me to keep an eye out for you. You left without telling him where you were going. He was worried.
But I went to look for you.
Well, now you found me. What do you say we head back to the village and let your father know you're safe?
All right. And on the way home, you can tell me all about the world beyond the wall. I want to know everything.
There's a lot.
Everything might be a stretch.
Something about the delivery doesn't feel natural with that girl.
Thank you for bringing her home. And sorry for the trouble.
Oh, no. It was a pleasure.
Daddy, did you know that there are villages 10 times as big as Haven in the outside world? 10 times! Cities, they call them. And in these cities, they have great big walls and towers and castles.
Oh, to think I was worried. You can tell me all about the outside world later, Sweet Pea. Now go and help your mum with the stores.
All right.
Thanks for putting up with her questions. She, has a lot of them.
Always happy to help a curious mind.
What are the people beyond the wall like? Reckon you've made a good first impression.
Are we the only one she's ever met?
The only one any of them have
Now you
ever
are.
met.
The rest of the world can't know we're here, so we'll have to be very careful who we're letting in and out. A few of us might make the occasional trip to shore for supplies, but for the most part, we'll make do with what we've got, including what the old Northerners left us.
Yes. You built on top of the old ruins, didn't you?
Uh-oh.
Well, they make for fine
We got some of that
foundations.
Indian burial
Their
ground
nations
situations going
clearly
on.
knew what they were doing. That's one thing we don't have to worry about. Oh, it's everything else that's the problem. Medicines, metals for tool making, anything like that. We have to dress up as traveling merchants and make a trip to the outside and pray to every cloud in the heavens that nobody sees through us.
Which explains why you need Gil.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Aye. And now Ruka's back, my wife should be free to assist you with any potential purchases. So please, do make good use of our stores, because we fully intend to make good use of your coin.
I'll be sure to keep my purse strings loose.
Ageless tallow used in crafting. Okay. Well, we've unlocked Mysidia's amenities. Alright, let's see if she's got something new.
Thanks for bringing me daughter back. I don't grudge her looking for adventure, but she's got to pull her weight like the rest of us. Anyway, now
I'm glad
I've got
they're
the
not
inventory
stifling
done,
it.
I can attend to my own tasks, like seeing to our visitors' needs. When you've decided what you want, just let me know.
Whoa. Sure glad I just wasted a bunch of materials upgrading this thing.
Well,
Yeah, let's put that on.
if you're sure you need
And
it,
this.
here you are.
Safe haven.
May it serve you well.
Okay.
I'll be here.
What do you think the tributaries?
Let's go back to the blacksmith and see if there are upgrades for this.
What is it you want?
Iron bracers, no. Okay, so no upgrades for that. Alright, let's head to the wave, or the surge, or whatever they call it.
Do you think this bridge is
Hey, they said they needed gil, they got some gil. Can't have it both ways.
You're Lady Shula's friend, aren't you? Lady Shula says that if I want to be tributary one day, I have to learn my letters just like she did.
It is important to learn to read and write.
Letters against a Tombury's knife.
There are tomberries out here?
Did you hear that?
That's bad news.
Off to the surge, are you? Well, just you stay close to the tributary. We don't want you getting lost in the forest.
There's a pair of
Okay, da-da-da.
ships just up ahead.
Ships? But are we not still leagues from the shore?
I also find it interesting I don't get healed to full when I visit that town. Ah. Yeah, I know I'm going the wrong way. I want to see what's over here. Why did the music stop? Is this a hunt area? This feels like a hunt arena. That's concerning. Okay, Maiden's March, the Green Altar. Altar? Yeah. So I wonder if they have their own version of hunts that are for out here. And there's the music again. We got enemies up there. I find these wolf traps annoying. I will absolutely use my nuke on them.
The quickest route to the surge is due east, past the second galley.
Shula, how did these ships come to be?
Okay, still can't go either of those directions.
Yeah.
What do you imagine happens when an icon of water gets angry?
Really, brother? Did you have to ask?
At least I'm starting to remember how the combat works. Sorry to interrupt the conversation, everybody. You were saying? Oh, no.
Tonberries. Foul creatures consumed by their hatred for everyone and everything.
Everything seems sharp knives, it seems.
Oops. At least those didn't seem that dangerous, but I am 100% expecting there to be like a Master Tonberry around here somewhere. They're super, super dangerous enemies. I am here to deprive you of all natural wildlife. Deal with that. It was fun to see Clive use that ability in Final Fantasy XVI. Or, excuse me, 14.
I can smell the sea.
It's not far now.
I actually really enjoy the smell of ocean water. It's the smell of rotting fish that sometimes... Oh, boy. Ugh. Whoa. I'm getting the hang of it again.
Guess we're all ready.
I did accidentally use a high potion on that fight, and I didn't mean to. I meant to ask Torgal to heal me.
Whatever. Baldy, pass me a sensor beam. You think I'm just giving these away? Because I'm not.
Dead fish or strawberry smoothie? Blah. I think it's really the aftertaste on that bean that hits worse than the others. Wow.
How will we reach the surge?
We'll follow the coastline north. There's a bridge that'll take us across to the cape.
The cape. Fine. Oh, thought the other one was still alive. Okay. Excuse me for a few moments, please. I'll be right back. Always with the alien isolation clips. Ooh, more rams.
It's what prevents the surge from being reclaimed by the sea. And Wallius by his secret.
I never used that ability on my original playthrough. I think it's a side effect of me playing FF7. Because it, whether you just press the button a bunch or hold it down, like, differs the way your character attacks. I'm not going to fight all the rams. It's getting kind of annoying. Gotta keep it going. Gotta keep it going. Bees! Nuked! Not the bees! Is that a... Oh, it's one of those turtles. Oh! Okay. Ah, I hit that just a moment too early. Ah, that screwed that up. Ow, what? Okay, that was weird. So, in regards to the Final Fantasy XIV crossover and the fight against Ifrit, they added a precision dodge mechanic that was actually kind of cool and overpowered for the game. As well as the Rising Flames ability that you could use. Both Ari and I did the DLC, like, or the crossover event, like, at the same time. Like, I did it first and she was, like, a step behind me. So I had to help her do the event. And she was terrible at the precision dodge mechanic. Although I suppose it helps that I had a lot of practice.
You said before that the child is bound within the surge. But you've yet to tell us how we're meant to reach him. I trust we won't have to hold our breath.
No. The surge wraps around the cape without engulfing it. If we continue to its tip, there is a path down to the seabed. And the wave's origin.
All right. It won't be the first dominant we've met at the bottom of the ocean.
Oh, Odin. Right. I forgot about that fight. Oh boy, here's the combat engagement. A lone wave rises to eternity, cursed never to break, the hands of time having stilled the rage of its tortured creator. It's gorgeous. Look at that.
It's not much further now.
The path seems well kept. Do you and the villagers often come this way?
Only me. Once every new moon without fail. It is my duty both as village elder and Walius's descendant.
Why that schedule?
But surely no one blames you for what happened. Why should you bear the responsibility alone?
You misunderstand. I do it because I want to. To show him that he isn't alone, and that there are still some of us who would see an end to his suffering. Suffering you will soon witness with your own eyes. The forest grows quickly here. Left unattended, the path would be reclaimed in a matter of moons.
So you come to clear a path every once in a while? Oh, there's no map to look at here, huh? Entries for the Rising Tide will now appear in Active Time lore. I love this system.
Does the light point the way to the child?
It does indeed.
It's so pretty.
Droplets of water suspended in midair.
Where they have remained untouched by time for 80 summers.
It's not right.
No, it's not.
There. Up ahead.
I really hope that we're not about to find ourselves fighting Leviathan right now. I'm gonna save. Oh, I can't.
Down in the center. Follow me.
Oh.
He's still primed.
I'll never forget my first priming. The fear. And I was old enough to understand what was happening. One can only imagine how this poor child felt.
He is the victim of an unforgivable sin. Committed by people who saw him as nothing but a means to an end. He must be so frightened.
Then I'll ease his burden.
You don't mean?
I'm not going to hurt him. Contrary to the tales, I don't go around killing dominants for no reason. What if I told you there was a way to remove Walius's icon?
Oh.
I tell you, you were a madman.
It's hard to believe, I know. but it can be done. Though, it isn't without its risks. Part of the icon remains no matter what.
So, it might still come to violence.
Yep.
I don't know. It depends on the dominant. I've seen things end well, and I've seen things spiral out of control.
But it's a
I do know one
baby.
thing. If we turn our backs on this child, there will be no end to his suffering. And I think that a worse fate than the alternative. Don't you?
Very well. Do what you must. And whatever happens, I will own the consequences.
Don't be afraid, little one. Let me bear the weight.
He's not going to let you do this. What are those? He's like throwing water balloons.
Hush now. It's going to be all right.
Is it done?
I think so. I can feel the icon inside me.
You didn't even have to fight it?
But something's wrong.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You are not Leviathan.
He wasn't just afraid. He was angry. All right. Let's see what you've given me.
Claimed a portion of the icon Leviathan's essence. Changed the elemental aspect of Clive's magic spells, but also a Okay. An inescapable rush of water that pummels enemies from multiple angles. Oh, they're going to give me practice with it. Serpent's Cry can be used to summon Clive's Arfarm. A sea-spitting serpent capable of dealing precision strikes to enemies at great distance. Okay. Using these attacks will deplete your tidal gauge. Replenish over time, but it can be refilled quicker by pressing circle. Okay. Pressing R1 again while dodging will cause Clive to roll in the air, extending the dodge even further. Okay. So, Serpent's Cry. Okay. Let's try this and get a handle for it. Only Leviathan's abilities are available.
Leviathan.
Just a negative.
Oops.
But a formidable adversary nonetheless.
Whoa. Oops. Okay, that's that.
Oh, look. It has friends.
This is odd. Jeez. No, it's not what I needed to do. Are they platter hard drives? Oh. I have. I had, hang on. Okay. I've had an SSD die on me once. And it happened right on, like, the last week of the drive's warranty cycle. So I got a brand new one for free. What? That's friggin' weird. Mine was a SanDisk. And it was fine. I liked it. Although when it comes to my M2 drive or my NVMe drives and like SSDs, since I've kind of stuck with Samsung.
Is everyone all right?
He seems calmer now.
You said Walius was frozen in time. But he knew we were here. How?
I don't really like Leviathan's abilities.
I don't know. He's never reacted to anything or anyone.
Yeah, the important thing is if the drive manufacturer has a utility that you can install to monitor the drive, that's great. Because it can sometimes give you a forewarning by reading smart attributes of the drives. But sometimes they just straight up die at random, and it sucks.
Till now.
The child has been bound for nigh on a century. If he has been conscious from the first...
Sorry that you've been struck with a bunch of random failures, though.
It's not that simple. I wish it were, but... there's more to this tale. It would be better if I explained back at the village.
I see. Then let's return before it gets dark.
I'm sorry, Walius. I will make this right.
Lots of trophies.
So, part of Leviathan is inside you now, is it? Does it hurt?
No. Not anymore, anyway.
Good. Because I still have need of your strength. If you want to know the rest, we should head to the Witten Hall.
I'm surprised we got that for such a little cost. Alright, let's see what we've got. Tired of having to manually adjust. 5 sets of iconic abilities through the gear tab. Okay. Well, this gives you a reason to use more of the experience that you don't need. That's cool. Leviathan, what do we got? Tsunami, a whirling wave of titanic proportions to swallow up and spit out all enemies caught in the surf. That's cool. Open a slowly expanding gateway to the murky depths of the sea. When the timing is right, summon forth an abyssal storm that hones in on nearby enemies. Crosswell we've seen. Deluge we've seen. Serpent's Cry. Oh no! Did it have cloud saves? It might mean that. I was wondering that myself.
Look, Dad. The trees.
Oh!
And what are you two drawing?
Bastard things.
So did you lose your save or no? Because I know you've put a crap ton of work in that thing. I really hope you didn't.
Yes?
Tide Strike. And it's lower. Okay,
Like to
good.
see another smith do better.
I mean, I'm still sorry that that happened to you, but, like, it would have been so much worse of a gut punch if, like, you had just lost all that work.
When you've decided what you want, just let me know. May it serve you well.
Yeah, back when I used to do IT for a college, I helped so many students try to recover documents and fail. I have a cloud backup subscription that I use, and I never look back. Like, I'm not screwing around with the possibility that one day my data just might be gone and I'll have to live with it. No. Now, since then, I've gotten a NAS, which I am also backing up to a cloud service for, like, the photos and stuff, the irreplaceable things. You know, obviously there's data on the NAS, like movies and stuff that I could replace if I needed to. But, you know, things that are irreplaceable, you back that stuff up to the cloud, because you never know one day when your computer's just going to lose it, or your drive's going to fail and it's just gone. I'm glad you didn't lose that, Dustin.
To understand the spell which binds Walyas, you must first know who we are, and what drove my forebears to commit such an atrocity. This tapestry is our story, the one that brought us here. After generations of wandering, my people sought refuge in northeastern Storm, some 170 years ago. But in exchange for our safety, the Gregorian Church demanded we renounce our faith, and branded us heretics when we could not.
To be exterminated, as a lesson to others.
And so was it chronicled in the imperial histories, for anything less would have made the Church seem weak. Yet a handful survived. The few who did fled north and west, and in doing so discovered two things that would forever shape our fates. The first was an old legend, revealing how to make your very own Mother Crystal.
What?
I've heard that one before.
Yes. Yet it gave them new hope, however false. Our ancestors convinced themselves that they could recreate the divine if they could only find a strong enough...
They were trying to use this child to create a mother crystal?
A living being capable of channeling torrents of ether. And the heavens provided.
A dominant. Well, yes.
They'd stumbled across a nostrum in an ancient ruin, which they believed could provoke a sudden outpouring of a creature's ether. They meant to enrage his icon.
I think they succeeded.
Leviathan would have destroyed everything, had our people not made their second important discovery. A means to stop time itself.
Where did they find that? The Northerners had no such magics, or they would have used them.
When our ancestors first arrived, the land was uninhabited, save for an old witch who lived on the highest peak. Her body had been consumed by the curse, a cruel payment for her long years of service to the Northern Thanes. So desperate were they to prevent the fall of Drake's Eye, they'd forced her to devise a spell to stop time.
But Drake's Eye did fall.
It did. When she finally perfected the necessary magics, it was already too late. As punishment for her failure, the Thanes exiled her to this forsaken place to live out the few days she had left.
Dang.
Knowing her suffering, our ancestors cared for her as best they could, and in return, she gifted them her spell. That even though she should die, her legacy might live on.
Hey, just in case you want to suspend a being in eternal torment and suffering, here's what you need to know. Yeah, I got lucky. My boss and I were talking about Naz's, and he had a Synology he really liked. And I was like, man, I'd love to get a Synology one day, and I just can't afford one. And one day he decided to gift me one. A 5-bay Synology NAS with 3 14-terabyte hard drives. It's over halfway full at this point. But if I need to expand the storage, I just need to order more drives. I know a lot of people, when they talk about NASs, like Synology comes with a tax, basically. It's kind of like the Apple tax, but when it comes to NASs at Synologies, you pay a premium for buying their stuff. But they're good. And I've been learning Docker on it, and just, it's amazing. I absolutely love the thing.
So armed with both the knowledge of the ancients and the secrets of time, our ancestors settled upon an ambitious plan. They would create a new Mother Crystal and enchant it that it might endure for all eternity. Thus would our people's wandering, our suffering, finally end, and prosperity visit us once more. And all it would require was the sacrifice of a single child. A small price to pay, or so they believed.
Expensive is the price of a Mother Crystal.
Blind reliance on the Mother Crystals. So we know the seal source. How do we break it and restore the flow of time?
Do you recall the dome of light on top of the cliffs to the west? Inside lie the ruins of an old temple. It was there that the witch built the Vare, a conduit of sorts that channels her remaining ether into the surge. But it's been a long time since anyone set foot in the place. And now, there are others who claim it as their own.
Then we shall go prepared for a fight. That said, it may be best if one of us stays behind.
You think the village could be in danger?
We saw the ether flow from Wallius in all directions, but only encountered a single familiar. There will be more. And should even one make its way here, I doubt the walls could hold it back for long.
Then I shall stay. The Phoenix will see your people safe, tributary.
You have my thanks.
Very well. We should depart at once. I fear time may no longer be a luxury we can afford.
Yeah, I was back when my company was in the process of being acquired. I was having to visit a bunch of places with my boss and or the owner of the company, and I was like, you know, I was starting to get into Ubiquity networking stuff, and I was like, man, I hate running it on my computer because it's clunky, it's Java based, and you have to start it to be able to access it, and it's kind of annoying. I'd like to get a cloud key, which is a little computer that you plug into a Ubiquity switch, and it basically provides like a little server for you. And he was like, just run it in a Docker container. And it like blew my mind. I didn't even consider the possibility. So now I have Gillybot running in a Docker container, Plex running in a Docker container, the Unify controller, as well as something else, Portainer in a Docker. Like it's given me like a local server to just host everything on, and it doesn't matter whether I'm rebooting my computer or whatever. It's just always available, just this pool of storage that I could do all sorts of random stuff with.
This is taking too long! I'm gonna miss the farmer's market!
The Vare is not easy to find. We must first head north, and then west, deeper into the forest.
Lots more side quests.
Oh, I never should have let him go alone.
What's wrong with you?
Ty, take me. What am I gonna do? You've got to
He's
help
such
me.
a good puppy.
Shula said you were a force to be reckoned with. Are you?
Why do you ask?
Hey? Oh, sorry. I should explain. My name's Kitav. I'm worried about a friend of mine. He went into the forest and he hasn't come back. Would you help me find him?
Sure.
I can try. Tell me what I need to know.
Of course.
He's a guy, and his name's Qatar.
Hidden, right?
Shula told us about it, yes.
Right. So you know the cairns we use to maintain the spell? Well, it's me and my friend's job to maintain them. If it weren't for the likes of us, it would have faded years ago.
So your friend went into the forest to visit one of these cairns.
And then...
That's right. He said he was going down to Father's Fell. There are 2 cairns out that way, one by the banks of the Swift Run, and another near the Winged Wains, the ships in the forest.
All right. How will I know this friend of yours?
His name's Nassef. He's about my height, but clean-shaven. If you could track him down and see that he's come to no harm, I'd be much obliged. I'll search the village, just in case anyone's seen him, and meet you back here.
Very well. One cairn by the ships, another by the river. Better get moving.
I'll get to it. There's more stuff to pick up here. Amanda?
Are you a rider by any chance?
A what?
I am. What gave me away?
Oh, I can smell it on you. The scent of the stables.
Sounds like Clive needs to
And
take
not
a
just
shower.
any stables. Something tells me you've never been one to ride half-starved birds with chine gall.
Half-starved birds.
If I had a guess, I'd say your bird eats only the finest greens and has her feathers groomed twice a day with a curl hair brush.
Excuse me, I'm not Permanoob over here.
Nothing but the best for my ambrosia.
Ambrosia, eh? Pretty name. What's she like?
Well, she's tall and strong. And her feathers are as white as snow.
You're joking. You've got a white chocobo.
I'm streaming. I'm supposed to chat.
I suppose they are rather rare.
Plus, Dustin's got me on a tech kick. I love talking about tech.
This I've got to see. Can you bring her here?
I would if I could, but I doubt.
Adios, Dustin.
Hold her.
You too, man. I
Your
hope
dad's
you.
got a boat.
I hope you are
Very
feeling
chocobos
better.
Before. You could get him to bring her. It'd be perfect timing and all. He's preparing for a trip.
Oh, so this is going to allow me to use
I'm
the
sure
chocobo
he'd help
here.
you if you asked.
He would. I don't suppose it would hurt to have
two
Ambrosia around.
colonoscopies, but yeah, I bet it
Alright
is.
then.
But I'm really
Go
glad to
find your
hear that,
father.
man.
He'll be in the storehouse on the other side of the brook. Tell him Manda sent you.
I hope you and Kearney are able to recover from not only your illness, but also your drive failures. Oh, good lord. Can always count on you for a butt joke. Alright, excuse me a moment, please. I'll be right back. Alright, back to it. We are not done picking up quests here.
Bastard things.
This crate in my office has been a lifesaver, man. I feel like I've got my life back.
Just try to breathe. That's it.
Is everything all right?
He sounds sick.
You're the outsider. I'm Fannet, healer by trade. And this is Talor, one of my patients. He took ill not long after you arrived.
Nothing too serious, I hope.
I hope so too,
But
You're not blaming me, are you?
this affliction, it's like nothing I've ever seen before. He complains of feeling chilled to the bone, but there's no fever to go with it.
Oh, boy.
And my most powerful antalgic hasn't done a thing to ease the pain in his chest. I'm starting to wonder if his condition might require a different kind of treatment altogether. Shula said that you were here to help us. You couldn't help me, could you?
I mean, I do what I can.
I'd be happy to. If I can.
You can, don't worry. All I need you to do is speak to Talor's son, Pavat, over at the forge, and ask if he knows what his father was up to before he came down sick. Something must have caused this.
Oh, I was playing down in the water in the freezing cold.
Trouble is, Talor's too weak to speak, and I can't leave his side for long.
Hmm.
So while you talk to Pavat, I'll pay his wife word a quick visit, just in case she knows anything.
All right.
Bailey, it's okay. I'll let you out before too long.
Oh, do you need something?
I do. Though not from the forge. Fannet asked me to speak with you.
Assuming it wasn't lost, I could probably ask Dustin to zip up his library and send it to me, and create a giggity command with that.
She's looking into the cause of your father's illness and wondered if you could shed any light on the matter.
I see. Sorry. She shouldn't have dragged you into this.
It's no trouble, really. Tell me, did your father do anything out of the ordinary before he fell ill?
Not that I know of. But then I hardly see him. He's always out and about, like. Well, at least he was. Suppose he might have been a bit more fidgety than usual, but apart from that...
You on drugs, son?
Where does he usually go?
Just round the village. Wanders over to Blazia's place most days. He's a fisher who lives on the other side of the fount. They're old friends. Maybe he knows something I don't.
You know, I would have never noticed that little thing on the edge of his sword, like thinking of it like a little Moogle thing. But now that you've brought it up, I can't unsee it.
Maybe. I'll go and speak with him.
Alright, and what's going on up here?
You one of the outsiders, then?
I am. Shula invited me. Are you Manda's father?
I am. Got you running errands for her already, has she?
She's asked to see my chocobo, but I'd need your help and your boat to bring her here.
Or you could just say it no. Honestly, that girl and her birds, she'll be growing feathers soon enough.
Well, truth be told, I didn't
There's
take the
nothing
idea
wrong with
seriously
having
at
a
first.
hobby.
But thinking about it, it would make it easier to get around if I had Ambrosia here. Can you help?
Well, If you're sure that's what you want. The tributary says we're to treat you lot as we would each other. So, if you need me to ferry your bird over, then that's what I'll do.
Well, thanks for not making it seem like too much of an imposition.
I'll need you to bring us a mimic goat or two to keep her calm on the journey over.
And where would I find one of those?
Oh, don't ask me. It's been years since I last brought a chocobo across the bay, and I'm told the world's changed a fair bit since then. Where do you usually get your stable supplies from?
Good evening, Auntie. Boy, you and Dustin both having tech issues today. I'm sorry to hear that. It's good to see you, though.
The man who made Ambrosius tack lived in Martha's Rest, and if I remember correctly, he traded in
Yep, you got all 5 that time.
So I suppose I'll go and ask him.
I'll be sailing over to Northreach soon to pick up some supplies. While I do that, you collect your bird and your gourd, and then meet me by the shore. Just don't take too long, all right?
Oh, so I have to go out back to the normal area for this one. The normal area.
Oh, ceaseless rail, guide thy bounty.
Sorry to hear about your computer, though. Hopefully a nice reinstall of Chrome will get that fixed.
Greetings, stranger. What can I do for you?
Your name is Blazier, is it not? Pavard tells me you're a friend of his father's, and that the two of you may have spent some time together prior to his illness.
His illness? Talor's never been ill a day in his life. I don't know why he'd start now.
He has.
Oh, Fanny doesn't know either. It was she who asked me to look into his recent behavior on the off chance it might explain how his condition arose.
Oh, I suppose there was something that struck me as a bit odd. He kept asking about the woods. Did you see anything strange on your way back from the shore? Are you certain? Do you swear? That kind of thing. I didn't, of course. But he wouldn't let it go. It was like he was expecting something to happen. It was just a matter of when. Not that I know what. But he never told me anyway.
So he got
That
paranoid.
certainly does sound unusual. And it might just be what Fannet is looking for.
Maybe he's on shrooms.
Ah, don't mention it. Oh, and when you say Talor, wish him the best from me, eh?
He's dying.
Let's see what the healer makes of this.
Maybe he's just choking on something. I absolutely love how beautiful they've made this area. It's so pretty to look at.
I spoke with Werder, but she couldn't tell me anything. Did you have any better luck?
Nothing conclusive. But there was one thing. Blazier, the fisherman, told me that Talor had taken a sudden interest in the forest of late. He kept asking him if he'd seen anything unusual there on his way back from the coast, but never let on what exactly he was expecting him to have seen.
The forest between here and the coast. Surely not. But then I can't say for sure. But I think Talor's illness might have some connection to the Tomberries. You may have encountered them during your time here. The small, scaly beastmen.
And you think they may have caused Talor's illness?
I do. At least in a way. And if I'm right, it's no wonder the treatments I've been trying didn't work. Oh, I know it's a lot to ask, but would you go down into Father's Fell for me?
Well, hopefully...
There's an altar there. And if my fears are true, an offering upon it.
What is going on
Well,
here?
hopefully if you get Chrome reinstalled, it'll be back to
I'll
normal.
explain everything when you return, but time flows fast. I beg you, make haste for Father's Fell and take the offering from the altar. Talor's life may depend on it.
Well, welcome back, Auntie.
Very well.
So it is a hunt of sorts.
Leave me be.
Never seen a Chrome installation get corrupted before, but there's a first for everything, I suppose.
If we pick too many of the flowers...
Happy for you, Auntie. Glad you got it working. Alright, now what's your problem?
May I speak with you a moment? There is a matter with which I would beg your aid.
Of course, what is it?
Please, not so loud.
Something serious then.
Yes. I think we might have company.
Outside of
I was
us?
passing by the low gate when I saw a figure moving among the trees up on the cloak. At first, I thought it must have been you or your brother, so I didn't say anything, but...
Bailey.
But the more I think about it,
Go back
the more
to sleep.
certain I am that the figure looked... familiar.
And you're sure it wasn't one of the other villagers?
Positive. I think it was someone
Good
from
girl.
outside the wall who has found his way inside. Of course,
More
it
paranoia.
could just be my imagination playing tricks on me. I only caught a fleeting glimpse, and it might have been you or your brother. But if it is who I think it is, we cannot allow him to leave now that he knows we're here.
All outsiders
Would
must
you
be
go and see?
exterminated.
He won't try to hurt you, believe me. Given what lurks in the forest, the only one likely to get hurt is him.
Oh, you got lucky.
Whether the man you saw is who you believe him to be or not, we need to know. It may yet be someone else entirely. Someone who means your people, or my people harm.
Even better.
Perhaps. Just promise me that if you do find someone up there...
Don't worry.
You will kill him ruthlessly.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yamila, this man you saw, might he be the customer you told me of?
I fear so.
The customer?
I'll explain later. Come on.
Okay. I have trouble with the concept of buying clothes and stuff online for exactly that reason. It's kind of an interesting dichotomy for me. I loathe clothes shopping. Absolutely freaking hate it. So much so that Ari kind of has to do my clothes shopping for me because I will gripe and moan like nobody's business at being asked to go clothes shopping. But at the same time, I don't like taking the risk of buying crap online because... what am I doing? Because I don't know... Like, is this going to fit? If it doesn't fit, I have to go through the process of returning crap, and that's even more of a hassle. So I am admittedly catching Ari in a catch-22. Like, there's no way around it. But... you know, I am starting to sometimes begrudgingly admit that there are times I need new clothes. Because legit, if I find something that fits, I will wear it for all eternity until it has holes in it. I am a creature of habit. Some of the shirts in my closet I've had for like 8 years. It fits. It's still a shirt. It keeps me decent while I'm out and about, and I think it looks okay. Why replace it?
Rex to reach the coast. Now we must head in the opposite direction.
Left it is then.
Good for you, Auntie. I am really, really happy for you on this. Now let's go fight a King Tomberry and die.
Beastmen is that they love to hide in the dark.
Not for nothing. Just, you know, I'm gonna save. It's It's not an indicator of lack of confidence or anything. Just, yeah, be careful, you know. Oh, did you get an exercise bike?
What are they up to?
They're summoning a King Tonberry. Oh, they're so creepy.
Sorry to disturb you.
So they're not going to summon a big one? I am both happy and disappointed. It's an interesting combination.
Let's see what's on this altar then.
So these Tomberries are too easy. In Final Fantasy lore, a Tomberry is very, very dangerous to run across because the boss ones can literally like one hit kill you. They're incredibly dangerous. So like this trash version of Tomberry is fine, but it's lacking the punch of like that big boss one that could just one shot you if you're not really.
A silver chain. I doubt the Tomberries made it. This must be what Fennec was talking about. Well, here's the cairn. But no sign of Nasef.
Whatever. Baldy, pass me a sensu bean.
Yeah, Auntie, I'm sorry. I don't see capes ever coming back in style. Dirty Dishwasher or Birthday Cake? Is that this one? Yeah, Dirty Dishwasher or Birthday Cake. It has been a long time since it's been Birthday Cake. And the trend continues. Dirty Dishwasher.
To the riverbank, then.
Blah. Blah.
Who have we here?
Looks like a crab on the road. Oh.
I'm looking for a man named Nasef.
I didn't see that dude.
Hi. I know him. Takes care of the cans. Wait.
You didn't think I was him, did you? Sorry, mate, I'm just out to gym myself a few ibexes. What do you want with the lad, anyway?
His friend, Katav, asked me to look for him. Apparently he ventured out to work on one of these cairns and didn't return.
Well, that is a worry.
You're a hunter, yes? You must know the woods as well as anyone. Can you think where he might have gone?
There's a bridge further down the path. Blasted thing got washed away a few moons back. Our carpenter only recently had time to rebuild it. But if I remember rightly, there is another cairn on the far side. Maybe he decided to visit that one while he was here.
Maybe. It's worth a look, certainly. Thank you.
Don't mention it. I'll keep an eye out too. Perhaps he just got delayed or something.
Let's hope so.
Or he got waylaid by some enemies.
This must be the bridge the hunter was talking about.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, I feel like cloaks were a piece of clothing designed to protect someone from a bitterly cold wind, which we kind of have windbreakers and stuff for now. So I don't think that we're ever going to go back to the cloak days, per se. Alright. We're going to be stopping there for the evening.